Welcome, everyone. Take two. Let's dive into our abundance meditation for today. So, we are on day 9. Welcome. My name is Akasha, Nan Akasha, and you can find me at nanakasha.com, lightbodyschool.com, or blissliferetreats.com. So I want to dive deeper into what we started yesterday. So we've talked about duality, we've talked about protection through allowing ourselves to be more light, and we've talked about the symbol of Hunabku, Yin Yang, and Sri Yantra. Why? Because symbols like this are visual representations of frequencies, of very sacred, specific energy frequencies, which, when activated within us, begin to help us vibrate back to the functional perfection we were designed for. That means whatever you were designed for, whatever is your optimal or perfection, will be reminded to the body or to the mind or to the emotional body. So what I want you to do is really tune in to the fact that abundance is essentially who you are. We couldn't have created this world, this universe, good, bad, or whatever you think about this planet without an abundant source of divine energy that we could transform into all these different shapes and forms to create the world as we know it. We're very blessed to be here. So let's start with that gratitude of letting go of whatever you're complaining about or whatever may be challenging you, or giving extra love and gratitude to what is truly blessing you right now. So I'm excited because getting to teach these, lead these, and channel these, I get to do them every day. I get to focus on it. And I realized the other day that I wasn't really in this, like showing up as a participant. So I wasn't like, oh, here are my expectations, or here are my desires or my goals or what. Of course, I have them, but I wasn't specifically focused on it. And I'm watching things slowly shift and change. The feeling, the essence, I feel it like water that's silkier than normal, the feeling of my life, and certain things are showing up or happening or occurring in a way that are getting my attention, and I'm looking at them with curiosity. And then I realize, oh, that's right, I was intending and asking for something along these lines. I wonder if this is it. And the secret here is, as you begin to notice your life changing, notice even the smallest shift in how you feel. I woke up today, I felt good, I felt fabulous. Hey, let's go look at our scale. We have our scale. Here it is. Okay, so I've been sharing the Light Body School, some of our tools with you, and this is our scale, and it's a fabulous tool. So while I'm sharing what's happening right now, go ahead and test where you are right now. So if you use a pendulum, that's great. If you do muscle testing, that's great. If you do body compass, and if you don't do any of the above, then find out how, contact me, do something, because you should not be traveling through life without your own personal, absolutely trusted method of truth testing. What is optimal for me at this time? So you always start with, I ask for a clear and open channel to my highest good. If you don't get a yes, tune in again. I ask for a clear and open channel to my highest good. If you don't get a yes, you tune in again. I ask for a clear and open channel to my highest good. Once you get a yes, then start at neutral. So am I vibrating at 250? No. Am I higher? Yes. Am I lower? No. Am I higher? Yes. Am I vibrating at 310? No. 350? No. 400? Or you also might get yeses. Yes at 310. It doesn't mean you stop there. You go to the next one. 350? No. Back down to 310? Yes. Then that means that's where you are. So the quality of life that's happening because of these abundance activations, and because I'm also doing double duty over in my Light Body School. So I'll give you a second to do the testing. All right, great. So now that you know where you are, let's just tune in to our goals. We're reprogramming ourselves to flow with abundance, to trust that we are connected to divine source, to realign the parts of our body and light body back to what's optimal for us, back to our soul signature frequency, back to our soul blueprint by going to acceptance, because our emotional body lets go, our thoughts become harmonious, we transcend above all the shit, all the pain, all the fear, all the worry, and we are enveloped in compassion. We're able to be and to receive compassion, which is a very beautiful, loving thing. From there, our goal is to go to gratitude. So everything that happens in life, the formula for abundance is, I accept this. That doesn't mean you're choosing it, doesn't mean you like it, doesn't mean you're condoning it, doesn't mean you're asking for more of it. You're accepting it so that you can get out of the heavy energies and move into power. I accept this, thank you. This must be for a reason. I'm ready and willing to hear, to see, to know what it is that's optimal for me at this time. Maybe it's to leave a relationship, leave a job, leave a country, leave a house, leave a whatever. Or maybe it's to go more into it, become more connected, open your heart more, be more present in your life. Whatever it is, what's happening in your life right now is communication. So accept it so you can let go of everything. You don't have to work at forgiveness. You just got to go to acceptance. Now, when you move to gratitude, of course, you can see it's way up there. It's a beautiful state. It's near enlightenment. It's contentment in your emotions, reverence in your thoughts, and appreciation all around you. Truth. You are living in your truth. There's nothing more beautiful than living your truth, because your truth isn't anyone else's truth. And it isn't the one truth, because the one truth would mean you weren't in a body, because you wouldn't have an opinion if you were the one truth. You would be the void. You decided to be here in form. You as a soul decided to create something very specific. So now it's time to accept who I was. I was designed this way on purpose. I'm having this situation happen for a reason. What is it teaching me? What is it telling me? If you're in the 10th time of being sick in the last year physically, this is telling you something. Stop doing the same thing. If you keep complaining, you're not accepting. If you keep blaming, you're not accepting. If you keep looking at the past and mulling it over and getting angry and wishing somebody would apologize to you, you're not accepting. Acceptance is the golden doorway. And today we're going to travel deeper into our sacred healing symbol of the Sri Yantra. We started to play with it yesterday. It's an extremely powerful, extremely yummy, and extremely relevant frequency or vibration or state of consciousness or beingness, not just for everyone's ascension, everyone's happiness, everyone's purpose, everyone's abundance, everyone's health, but specifically right now on the planet. We have to come back to oneness. We have to come back to unity. Doesn't mean we lose who we are. We come back to reverence, compassion, bliss, serenity, truth, all being, oneness, joy. It's indescribable to be in these, because you can't put form, which is a word, to something that's beyond form, that's non-being. So it isn't to feel guilty when you're not up here. This is the goal of every moment of your life. So if something is not happening that's abundant, it's probably a gift from abundance to show you where you're blocking it. Go back and do the one where we specifically dissolve blocks to abundance. If you feel it's not safe to receive money, to speak up, to put yourself out there, to ask for money, to do sales, get my Sacred Sales course. It's only $97 right now. It's got like 5 different high-income hypnosis sessions to transform your money story, your fear around money, asking for money, doing sales, serving, putting yourself out there, being seen, all of that stuff. It's all in there. It's all taken care of. Plus business stuff about how to do it and how to align with your really, truly great clients. But the real goal here is that If you accept you and stop trying to please other people, let go of what your parents wanted, let go of whatever it is that's stopping you, let go, accept. It happens automatically. You can think, you're in a place of power, you can see. And that piece of reverence, how beautiful is that? All right, so hopefully by now you've gotten where you are. And let's go back and start over. All right, perfect. So this is Abundance Meditation Day 9. Congratulations if you're here, if you've been showing up live. I love you being here live. If there's any way for you to be here live, please do it, because I can feel you and we become a more powerful force for raising the planet to higher frequencies of consciousness. Everybody should be taught this scale in kindergarten or at home. It should be like, let's see where you are, honey. Let's not make decisions while you're down here in anger or feeling stuck in enslavement, desire, craving, disappointment, or when you're depressed, or when you're miserable, or when you're blaming someone. This isn't the place to be creative, to make money, to make an offer. This isn't the place to be, in a lovey-dovey state. So learning this around, this is one of my goals, is to teach the whole world. You're the master of your state. So this Sri Yantra symbol here, powerful, amazing symbol, represents so many things. So you need to go to yesterday, day 8, to do the first of these. You don't have to do it before this one if you didn't. But we go into a lot of what it represents. And it's so powerful and it's so amazing that it's really key that your conscious mind get a little bit of understanding of why it's so powerful. Not just like, oh yeah, I've heard that weird, Indian stuff or whatever, people chant and that does stuff, but I don't really know. No, I want you to understand this is science, this is geometry, this is sacred geometry, this is transcendental, this is beyond belief. This is the queen or the mother of all yantras, and this opens the doorways to you being the creator, a master of your reality. Ultimately, that is what we're looking for. So I want to just remind you, go to nanakasha.com. I have a couple of sessions left, not many. I'm looking to see if I can fit any in more before my birthday, and going to see my baby girls. And actually, excuse me right now, and I am going to fix this. All right, there we go, better. Every time I do this, I'm like, dang, I didn't fix that. So I want you to not just do these meditations, but practice in your real world. Where are you being more abundant? Where do you see more opportunities, more flow, more ease, more grace? Where do you see more ideas of where to serve your ideal client or your family or yourself? Where are you feeling that sense of abundance flowing through you? So what's fun to me about offering this is it's a big commitment to put my time out there and my energy, because I'm teaching Light Body School right now, and we're creating a massive amount of stunningly deep content. I'm in a nonstop, everyday process of awakening myself. I'm doing light technology, regular work with infrared, magnetics, ajna lights, neural lights, all different ways, light frequencies into your blood system, like up your nose, all these things. And you can come here and join us and come down and have your own healing thing, or come to a retreat and enjoy some of these things, or add a few of them to the day before or after your retreat. But in the meantime, what I do is I listen to my inner guidance. And so when I tuned in, I was like, okay, what course do I offer that I already have? And we did that. So abundance number 3 is the Sacred Sales Solution. And it's really is awesome, because if you have to do any form of conversations with people very specifically around money, like when I had a real estate investing company, I thought I was going to faint, because I had to ask people questions that I was taught were too intimate and were rude. So like, how do you own your house? Okay, how much do you owe on your house? What are your house payments? How much of that is tax? Are you behind on your payments? All these things that I was taught, don't you ever say that to anyone. So not only was I looking to buy their house, and of course hoping ultimately to make money at it, which triggered all of my guilt, because that was another programming from my family, is you don't deserve, right? You have to work really hard and don't embarrass us. And you should be suffering all the time because you're working really hard, right? But you don't really deserve to be happy. So, we want you to just like be safe and stuff, like, but don't be too happy or too abundant. That's kind of embarrassing. So that's kind of the inner programming that a lot of people have, that I had for sure. And so the idea of asking somebody these kinds of intimate questions and then making them an offer on their house, it took a while, but it was a powerful opportunity for me because it brought up all my fears. So what I love is that if you are on the path of being an entrepreneur, congratulations, you are on a very, very intense spiritual path, and you will transform immensely every day. If you're on any level of life, you're going to be doing that as well. Maybe you are putting yourself through school, or you're putting yourself out there in some new way in your life. Doesn't have to be starting a business. Look at it as this is how you're going to the gym. You're stretching your mental muscles and your spiritual muscles and your emotional muscles. And you need to do that just like we have to move our bodies every day. So this takes you through 5 different high-income hypnosis transformations that you can listen to over and over and over, and trainings on transforming your money story. That's the beliefs you have about money, asking for money, having money. Is it safe? Do I sound greedy? Will people like me? All the common mindsets and beliefs that come up around that. I know I spent over 8 years just focusing on this topic: money, self-worth, self-esteem, wealth, success, all those ideas within us, because it's one of the areas we have most of the blocks. Everyone does, believe me. Doesn't matter if they're a multimillionaire, they're going to go to the next level and have all their fears come up again in a different way. So then there's the business side and different ways to have the talk and conversations, but we're transforming you from within. And then, of course, how to have a cash flow infusion, because if you're in business, that's a really important thing to know. And there's some fears that come up around that as well. So we want to address that. And then on December 10th, you're going to get a live abundance activation with me. And if you can come on, you can ask me a question. I'll do a live clearing with you as well. And so that's number 3. Number 1 and number 2, I was saying, it's a big commitment to do these two 30-day activations. It's also a big commitment to put out yourself to do these live sessions. So I want to remind you, I have a few more. I'm looking to see if I can add a few more. I saw a couple of them come in this morning and I hadn't looked. So the few I put out there might be gone, but we'll take care of it for you. Even if it has to be after the holidays, you could grab these prices because they are going to end on Friday. Absolutely. Now, what's the key? Well, I'm so overwhelmed with joy right now because I did my first Abundance Soul reading this morning from this sale. So people started buying Friday, I guess. And so today I had my first session, and it was so much fun. It was so cool. It was so juicy. It was so amazing. The transformation was stunning. So I'm doing the energy work on you, getting you to tune in. You're talking back to me, and I'm reading your field. And what was so amazing was the question for this person was, why am I here? And other than that, I didn't know anything about him. So, and he didn't know that at first. First, we just started to do a process I do to have you tune in, and I read it and you tell me what you see. And we reveal a lot about your abundance vibration, your energetic money blocks, and your purpose. Because like what we're looking for is where you're out of alignment with the abundance that's supposed to be, that's available to you, right? And the vibration of abundance that you're ideal for. And over here, we're looking at or you're blocking that, or you're separated from it, or you're perhaps like me, I would let in a roller coaster of it, not a lot now and then not a lot. And we record this for you. It's only $97 for that. So it was very fun. And what I saw on top of a lot of things, we healed his hands. He had been tied, shackled, and so on, was not able to receive. He even had one hand chopped off in one life, and we actually regrew it, restructured it back. It was his left hand. It was the receiving hand, so that blocked the receiving. And then there was a life as a Native American chief where he was killed, in America by the white people and smashed, and his head, his gorgeous, amazing feather headdress was smashed, and all of the wisdom, all of the amazing energy of this beautiful, beautiful, amazing chief came back to him in this session and lightened and opened his heart. And he was called Chief Rain Cloud or something like that. And because he could not only make it rain, but he made the abundance pour into everyone's life because of the respect and the way that he saw the divine within each person and respected it and helped to trigger that within them to begin to rain their own abundance down on them. And it was interesting because when we first tuned in and I looked into his chakras and asked, what do you see or feel here? Down in his root chakra, which is where we grow our physical world, right? Is security, safety, all that kind of stuff. What he said, his description was dry. And it was like a barren, dry desert because he had stopped the rain. He had stopped being the rainmaker. And because of the sadness and the disrespect and the different things that happen to us in these traumatic moments in parallel lives, you can believe in past lives or not, doesn't matter. Whenever these things come forward, you can just say, oh, it was a nice story that my subconscious told me. But the archetypical nature of that story absolutely transformed the locked energy. So when I took him up above himself, he looked down over himself and said, I'm weighed down, I'm held down, there's something over me holding me down. And it was like tar, and it was like all of these heavy energies. And most of them came from this one life. There were other things that are attached to it, but it was so amazing and beautiful. I feel so honored to get to see that, to release these energies, to be doing the energy work, the light body work on the body, mind, and all the fields while we're seeing this, while the information is coming through. And he said he was amazing, fantastic afterwards, so much lighter, so much fantastic information specifically to how he or you, if you have one of these, can bring this to you. Now that's just the 30-minute session. So holy moly. The second one, I know I have one left perhaps, is 3 weeks with me essentially. We do very deep guided one-on-one sessions recorded, and the first one's 2 hours. And this is so much deeper than what I even explained to you. So you can imagine how deep it is. And 2 full 30-minute follow-ups. So we could do 2 full soul abundance readings or whatever you need in those 2 follow-ups. So what we're going to do after the session is create a personalized prosperity plan based on what came up. What can you do to integrate it? So thank you. Let me know. I look forward to playing with you, or reading with you, traveling with you, journeying with you, or perhaps you want to come to blissliferetreats.com. We have right now, as part of the Black Friday special, we have left the super early bird price up, and I believe it is still on the website. And so grab that soon or talk to me. An incredible group is forming right now. Another form of abundance that's poured into my life. Welcome, Nana Kasha or Akasha here. And I'm called the Fairy Godmother. I feel right now doing these abundance activations with you, doing my light body healing ones, that the quality of life is shifting and changing, and these opportunities are opening and they're piquing my interest, but I'm not grabbing them. I'm not desperate for them. I'm letting them just appear and flow and watching and becoming attentive of them and taking a step towards them and seeing where they lead without any kind of attachment or desperation. And this is the part about being a master healer. Founding the Light Body School is to help you understand how to do this for yourself. And so really, I'm just amazed. A friend of ours is coming to visit over my birthday, which is really wonderful, in December. But even better than that, we've been invited. They're taking us on a trip to about 6 or 7 different pyramids, some caves that we're going to do toning and healing in, some cenotes, sacred underground waters, all around the area that we're going to be at for the Bliss Life Retreat in March. So this is such a stunning, amazing gift that has popped up, because I've been called back to go back to the Pyramid Magician, to go to more of the sites in this area in the Yucatan. here in the Maya land, and to sit, to be, to talk to the land, to awaken the structures, to continue to weave the light grid and awaken my own path. So what an amazing abundance manifestation. This afternoon, I'm meeting with somebody who could be a good friend or a business kind of a juicy thing. And I have all of you wonderful people showing up here and coming into the abundance specials, coming into the Sacred Sales School, and coming into the Light Body School. So I feel incredibly in the flow. So I want to just share Shadia. This is the beautiful, exquisite queen of the dolphins, Shadia. And I am incredibly blessed to be friends with the owner of a dolphin center here, who founded it 30 years ago based on a communication from the dolphins to please create a human-dolphin partnership so the dolphins can begin to heal us. Every person who comes to this place where they're so beloved gets an interaction that raises their frequency, frees their mind, heals their body, realigns them with their purpose, and raises us all together in a closer grid of one humanity. These dolphins are not torn away from their mothers. There's nothing cruel about this. Most of them have been here, being born from the original ones 30 or so years ago, and frequently their rescues asked to be taken from centers that are closing, or the manatees have come from some places where they were literally starving in bays that had they were blocked off and couldn't do. So there's some beauty here, and I want you to share the love of Shadia. For a while, I was doing healing work with Shadia. I would do healing work on her, but I was doing it with her, with a couple different paraplegics who would come and get in the water with the dolphins, and the dolphin therapist brings her up and points her into specific areas of their body, and then Shadia, the dolphins, they send the right amount of energy. I came and I would do light body healing before and after to integrate, but also watch, because I can see the energies, and to let the dolphin trainer know where the energies were going or where it seems like she needs more, and if they were being bounded back or not. So Shadia was one I got to work with for a long time now. She's moved to another place, but she's still alive. So such beautiful energy. All right, we did that. So we're just going to remind ourselves, look directly into the Hunab Ku. Look in the central of the divine spiral, the vortex of life. In this vortex, there is everything you need. There is the yin and the yang, the up and the down, the north and the south, the divine, the spiritual, and the physical and the human. In all places, this duality exists, and I am one with it. Allow the spiral to continue to move and open. Let the rays, the four directions, and the ninth wave of unity consciousness come to you off of the page. Breathe in deeply. I activate Hunab Ku, oneness consciousness. Let your breath out in what we call a dolphin breath. So yesterday we began our journey with the Sri Yantra, and it is these 9 interlocking triangles that come out from the central point. It represents the pineal gland, what's called the red goddess or the triple mother goddess, the beauty of the 3 worlds, earth, atmosphere, and sky. And it's the ultimate Shakti and Shiva, which is male and female. So it is again representing, just like our Hunab Ku and our yin yang, it is representing the perfect balance of those, the totality of creation, unity consciousness. That point, called the Bindu point, is the central point or the top of the pyramid or the temple. And it is, we go from the wide down here, work our way up back to that point of oneness. So we're going to just share a little bit more about this, and mainly we're going to look at some images, some photos of this exquisite and beautiful Sri Yantra temples that are actually made, and then we're going to go on a journey into the Sri Yantra temple. So this is our Light Body School Sacred Abundance symbol, the queen of all yantras, the Sri Yantra. And every line, every triangle, every lotus petal symbolizes a specific type of creative energy force. The complexity of the 9 interlocking triangles, the double ring lotus, all of it has a very strong frequency. So what I want you to do is keep looking directly into the center of the image. Look at the tiny little dot there. The whole thing is going to move. It's going to come alive. You're going to see different things. It's breathing and it's living and it's connecting with you now. It is opening doors to places you've never been, and you're protected. It's helping your pineal open, your 1,000-petaled lotus open in your crown and your third eye. That's awakening to the truth of who you are, to clarity and to connection to source. So in 1987, Russian scientists used EEGs and proved that the Sri Yantra geometry quickly brings you into a meditative state. Keep looking at this image, even though they change now. Look at the center again. This one's really going to pop off the page now. Now, the outer square that we just saw is the earth, and this is all sacred geometry. So I'm going to go through it very quickly so you understand the depth of the quality and the sacredness and the power of this symbol. And as you're looking at it, it's literally vibrating off the screen, and it's coming in through your skin, through your bones, into your third eye. It's coming in with your breath. It's coming in through your eyes, and it's coming through your sense of hearing. Now you have 360 senses, so we're going to ask now that within our divine chamber of gold light, here together, traveling at infinity, beautiful, that we are here at the frequency of divine love, ready and willing, open and receptive to receive exactly what we need to hear or know, to release, to receive, and renew, moving our way back up to that central point where we breathe in oneness. So the outer square that we see here represents emotions like anger, fear, worldly desires, and the master meditates on the outer square to defeat the disturbing energies. So you would meditate on this, allowing those outer doorways, those 4 directions, the square, the earth, the mundane, the deepest, heaviest energies. Remember, in our scale, fear and anger, they're down there underwater. And that means that you accept them in order to understand them and rise above them. So the gates of the 4 directions, that's what that represents. Now, the 3 circles, you see how you have your inner circle around the Sri Yantra. You have your second circle around the first layer of lotus petals, and then you have your third circle. So they represent past, present, future. In the first ring, the 16-petaled lotus petals representing complete fulfillment of all hopes and desires. So when you look at this, this is our abundance symbol because it's a complete fulfillment of all hopes and desires. The petals represent 10 organs of perception. So we're talking about awakening your senses just by looking at, breathing, and meditating on this symbol. The perception and action, tongue, nose, mouth, skin, eyes, ears, feet, hands, the arms, and the reproductive organs. And it represents the elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space. And the 16th petal represents the mind. Now, the mind isn't who we are, but it is how we experience and create our reality. And so that 16th petal gathers and interprets information from the perceptions of the inner activity of the element. So the mind is watching. It's watching these other parts interact. It's watching the vortex open. It's watching the petals. It's in gathering the information and using the elementals. So this is another way that you create without knowing. Now the next circle is an 8-petal lotus, and each petal is a part of a specific activity: speech, grasping, motion, excretion, enjoyment, and so on. In the inner lotus is the first set of the interlocked triangles. Those that point upward represent the masculine, downward the feminine. We learned more about that yesterday in day 8. Check that out. And these triangles also represent the qualities and the Shaktis. So starting at the lowermost outer triangle, then around in a counterclockwise circle, these have different specific representations. And this is deeper than we're going to go in today, just to give you an idea that this is how powerful. Meditating on this, there could be one point that you look at that's about attraction or delight or delusion. Where are you deluded? Or one point that's about release or pleasure. Or one point that's about accomplishment of desire. What a different frequency than desire, which really doesn't have enough energy to do anything, but the accomplishment of desire. And then there's the destruction of duality, which what does? Brings us back to oneness, and the circle starts again. The next circle has the same sequence of directions, starting with the lowest triangle and so on. And the first triangle is the giver of all accomplishment. The next, the giver of wealth. The third, the energy of activities that please all, everyone. And the fourth is the bringer of blessings. So you see how deeper and deeper, just using and printing this in the meditation that we're going to give you and send to you in an email. So make sure you're on our email list at nanakasha.com, that this is all you have access to, right? Wow. And the fifth is the grantor of all desires. So now, instead of sitting in desire disappointment loop like most people, you have the accomplishment of desire and all these other things that help reach up to being able to receive the accomplishments and be the giver of wealth and be the bringer of all blessings and be in the presence of the grantor of all desires. So next is the remover of all suffering. Well, this is good, because if we're going to live an abundant life, let's let go of the need to suffer. I like that. Cheers. The seventh is considered the appeaser of death, and the eighth is the overcomer of all obstacles, like Ganesh. The ninth is the bringer of beauty, and the 10th is the giver of all good fortune. So the smaller triangles represent all kinds of things: omniscience, omnipotence, sovereignty, knowledge, destruction of all disease, unconditional support, vanquishment of all evils, protection, and the attainment of all desires. The fourth circle is sustaining, creating, dissolution, pleasure, pain, cold, heat, and the ability to choose action. And you can see these are all things needed for creating and living an abundant life. What a powerful and incredible gift we've been given here. This two-dimensional representation of this powerful, incredible energy. Finally, in the final inner space, the yogi visualizes the 5 arrows representing the world of the senses. So do you see the 5 arrows? If you look in the center, you'll see the 5 arrows. And the world of senses, a bow representing the mind, a noose representing attachment. And in Light Body School, we always work on releasing our attachments, because even if it's attachment to something yummy and good, it's not good, right? And a stick representing aversion. And the central triangle is the giver of all perfection. And in the middle is the central triangle, is the dot, the bindu, representing pure consciousness and the original state of being, oneness, where we come back. So pretty powerful symbol. And let's just quickly go a yantra. So why is this the Shri yantra? It's a Sanskrit word, and it comes from the root word yam, which means instrument or support, and tra meaning release from bondage. So it's an instrument or a tool to release you from bondage. What kind of bondage? From fears, from mental patterns that say you're not good enough, from patterns that keep repeating, and lack of understanding and ability to create your own life, right? Bondage in relationships you don't like, or anything, right, that you're stuck or attached to. So it's an instrument or a tool for meditation and contemplation that supports spiritual liberation, freedom. So this is your freedom symbol. This is your abundance symbol. This gives you the portal, gives you everything you need. What a powerful and incredible gift. So I'm going to share with you right now some of the physical representations that have been built in India and other places that represent a three-dimensional Sri Yantra. So we were looking at that at the very tip, the bindi, the little point in the center. If you imagine as you're looking into that, I know it gets deep, like it turns into a vortex, doesn't it? And go deep, deep, deep. Looks like, well, that's the tip of the top of the tower. Right there is the central oneness point. And then you can see the sharp angles of the interlocking triangles. They form that, and then the lotus petals around that. When it's a two-dimensional Sri Yantra, it's a Sri Yantra, and when it's three dimensions, it's called a Maha Meru. This is the Borobudur temple. It's a living Sri Yantra temple from above. Again, you can see all of the layers, all of it represented into a three-dimensional form. Of course, again, the goal to reach the center unity consciousness. Here's a 3D version of it. You can buy these. I have one. They're exquisite, lovely energies. They help you focus. They bring this energy into your house. And here is a painting enshrined in a temple. If you look into the center of that, it will immediately begin to shift and move dimensions. The way that they've painted it and inscribed it, you're going to see the stars, different things. Just keep looking into that. This is awakening your Sri Yantra consciousness. So here's the Sri Yantra Mahameru at Mandir, Amarkantak. And I haven't been here. I am going to be going here though. This is a Sri Yantra temple. So you see these small temples here is a mini version, one layer of lotus petals, one layer of interlocking temples, and the top. And there is the Lakshmi temple, the goddess of abundance, who we're going to be working with in the next couple of days, doing our abundance meditations with her. This is another view of this site. You can see the temples with the faces over there in the background. And here is an entire structure that has the lotus petals around it, and so on and so forth, all the way up to the pinnacle. In Oregon, in 1990, suddenly a place where Air Force flies over all the time, so they didn't see it before, and they didn't see it being built. And even though someone apparently claimed that they made it, they could never prove it, they could never recreate it. And the Air Force, the person who saw it, said they fly over there almost every day and they never saw anyone creating it. So it simply appeared. It was a 13-mile long Sri Yantra. This is from about, I don't know, 1,000 feet up or something. I might get that wrong. And it's in a dry lake bed in Oregon. Now, there were no signs of tires or tracks or anything. There were no signs of tools. So similar to the crop circles, this seemed to appear suddenly, completely. It is also perfect in its measurement, in its sacred geometrical measurements, and everything is balanced exquisitely. When they're touching the outer circle, you know that they are probably done correctly. So how or why this appeared, I don't know. But imagine what the energy of that did to that location, and for all of us, and for the planet. So here's another view from above when the Sri Yantra becomes three-dimensional. You're going to be going in now to a temple. So I want you to really get a good view of thinking that if you entered this temple from below, you walked in between one of the 16 lotus petals, and you walked to the center and you looked up, and this was made from crystal, and the lotus flower petals were living. What that would feel like or look like. So these interlocking triangles, as they are expanded into 3D, become rooms. The bindi point, the center at the top, becomes the point, the tip of the temple, allowing you to come back to one with the universe. The two circles or spheres, the lotus petals, we went through what all of these different ones mean. This is the unfolding and awakening of your inner eye, of yourself, to who you really are. And of course, the square around it are the four elements, and then the four directions, and then you see carved on this one, and carved or embossed, I guess, are the four elements: water, fire, earth, air. Here's the Sri Yantra Research Center. You see the Bindi Center of Unity at the top, the interlocking triangles, and the lotus petals. Very pretty. So I'm giving you different representations for you to form your three-dimensional Sri Yantra temple from. All right, good. So let's go back here, and I want to review this. We're going to send this to you. It'd be great. You can do this on a screen like this or put it on your phone. You can also print it and then put it in a clear plastic frame that stands up so that you can sit in front of it and sit in a comfortable place. And we're going to be sending you an abundance chant tomorrow that we're going to, I can't play it on Facebook, but we're going to tell you to play at home while you are meditating on your yantra abundance. This gazing infusion meditation you can do at home, you can do in 5 minutes or take as long as you like. So it's something simple and easy. If you have it already, you can sit down in front of it and you take a few deep breaths to bring yourself centered. Be here now. Let's do that. Be a clear and open channel to my highest good. And one more deep breath. Be an excellent receiver. So certainly you can focus on something or someone, some challenge or some idea or some guidance that you want. So do that now. All right, and then I want you to add this or something better and say, I'm ready and willing to receive the guidance and to release the blocks that will lead me in the fastest, easiest, and most fun path to this flow of abundance, to this life, my bliss life, and to manifesting from light. I acknowledge and understand that when I want to change, or I want more, or I want different, that things do deconstruct, fall apart, and change form. And that I will watch and step with grace and ease, accepting and trusting every step of the way, saying, thank you, I accept, thank you, I am in harmony, thank you. So what you'll do at home is you'll begin to gaze at the center dot, just like we're going to do here, but I'm going to move you to another slide. And after you've breathed yourself in, you've gotten calm, you've turned on your music or your abundance chants or your silence or your waterfall. You look in and you breathe it in and out, breathe it in and out. Allow your gaze to get very soft. Sit for 5 to 30 minutes. Now, at one point after, I think it's 3 minutes, you can turn and look at a white wall or a white piece of paper. And we'll include this in the instructions. What you'll see there is this exact image projected, but the opposite. Where the white is, there will be dark, and where there is dark, there will be light. What this does is flips something in your brain and your energy, allowing you to even go deeper into being connected, both sides, to the all. All right. So I'm going to just review as you get comfortable. Make sure that you can see the screen and you lie down or sit. I'm just sharing again with you these different temples. All right, so take a deep breath in, look into the center of the Sri Yantra sacred symbol. Looking at that central point, allow any of the energies that want to move or light up, but keep your gaze softly on the center. Breathe in and feel the sacred symbol with all of those things that we were awakened to, all of the corners, all the rooms, all the petals, all that they represent, all that they hold. Fulfillment of desires. Feel all of these places. They're coming into you, awakening your pineal, and each of these exact centers within your pineal gland and your brain. Keep your gaze nice and soft. Allow yourself to notice the spheres, a sphere within a sphere within a sphere. Allow whatever is drawing your attention. And now breathe deeper and feel yourself beginning to go in to this vortex. The temple begins to form. The vortex is going deeper and deeper, building that tall, tall tower. Each of these interlocking triangles becoming a physical space, a physical temple around you. Feel and see the rooms, the light, the petals. What does it feel like in here? Is it cool or warm? Tune into your Sri Yantra temple as you go deeper in, and you feel now the floor beneath you. Looking up, you see the Sri Yantra growing and growing and growing and forming and forming and forming. Up to that point, you see a light, you see a star. And there, at that point, you know that is unity, that is oneness. And this structure is here to guide me back to it. It is here to show me how to create, how to play, how to have fun, how to heal, how to expand to the next journey, to the next dimension, to the next understanding. What do you hear in your temple as it appears more and more around you? Is it made from crystal or copper? Are there waterfalls and plants? Or is it silent and pristine? As it takes shape around you, do you hear birds or music? Do you hear flutes? Do you hear trickling of water? Do you hear chanting? Or do you feel and hear the music of the spheres and the angels? As your Sri Yantra temple grows around you, you notice how each of these tiny corners and each of these spaces created by the interlocking triangles, the female and the male, the Shakti and the Shiva, create hallways and doorways, and they begin to turn colors. Are they becoming ornate, carved, or simple? The doors that begin to appear on the walls means that you are coming close to your bliss. Any doors that are ready to open for you appear. What do you smell in here? Is there sunlight or is it darkness? Do you feel protected and nurtured and cozy like a womb, or do you feel expansive, bright, brilliant, and light? Standing in the center of this temple, you see and feel it continuing to form, the amazing beauty. You understand now the three worlds. You are standing on the earth. You are manifesting this temple from the earth. You're standing in the atmosphere, the place of transformation. You are the pillar, the connection between the earth and the supreme, and above the spirit, the supreme, the ethers, the soul, the light, the oneness. All of these present here now. You walk to a particular part of this temple that you're attracted to, and you find a hidden place. Within it contains something to guide you to the room that is ready for you to find the seed of your soul that you have hidden because it wasn't safe to own your strength, your power, your voice, your money, your wealth, your abundance, your happiness, your joy. And now your soul says, yes, it is. You come into this place. Is there a map? Is there a guide? Is there a message? What is here for you? You pick it up and it begins to guide you. Quickly it moves you across the central chamber of the temple. You move towards a particular doorway or hallway, and you keep going and going and going. It keeps going faster and faster. And now it appears before a wall. And if a door isn't there yet, wait. Be fully present. Declare, I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to recover this seed of my soul that I have forgotten or intentionally hid from myself till this moment, because now I am ready. The door opens silently, and you enter this sacred chamber. Within here is this seed of your soul. Pick up this seed of your soul. Hold it above you. And say, triple red goddess, magic, light, and love of this Sri Yantra. Open a rain of golden abundance onto the seed of my soul. Purify and cleanse my mind and heart that I may remember the truth of who I am and flow again. I'm ready and willing to receive this seed. And as you're holding it in this golden rain, it begins to plump up, getting bigger and bigger. You feel the shell cracking, and you say, yes, I accept. Now from this cracked and broken shell, shattered and useless, comes a tiny sprout of light. You watch and feel the gold abundant rain pour down. The sprout grows bigger, grows quickly. You bring it down and hold it in front of your heart. Growing fast now, this beautiful and exquisite seed of your soul begins to gift you. Do you receive it? Are you willing? If so, a beam of light will begin to emit from this seed, and as it grows, it will move into your heart, your mind, your throat, your hands, all of your body, mind, emotions, spirit. As it emits this light, it begins to let you know, I am only the seed of what you've asked to be here. You are the one to make it grow. Say yes. Say yes, and it begins to go into your heart. Now feel this gold rain pouring down over you as this room dissolves and you're standing in the center of the temple again, pouring from that point of oneness like a shower of gold coins. This cold light pours over you and through you like rain, nourishing this seed. As it grows, you grow lighter and more expansive. You rise up, up, up slowly in the temple, rising to the tip, and here declaring your readiness to be in oneness, to remember this seed of your soul and to bring it back with love and grace and follow it. Take a deep breath in, and on one, you're going to explode out the top of this temple. 3, 2, 1. Soaring out the tip into oneness, bathed in unity consciousness, soaring up to the stars. You become one with the clouds. And now you become the rainmaker. I am the abundance, I am the seed, and I am the nourishment, the water, the sun, and the protection of the seed. Become the rain and pour down over your life, down over your soul blueprint. Allow it to wash away what's keeping you from receiving the seed to your soul. And now feel it growing stronger and bigger in your heart, growing roots deep into your solar plexus, gaining light, moving out like a nerve network through your body. Yes, I am that I am. Now feel this in your body, grounded in your belly, grounded in your hips. Let it move down your legs into your feet. Tap your feet on the ground. Open those feet chakras. Release anything that's no longer needed. And feel the integration continuing up your chest, your throat, across your face, all the way down your head, your neck, your shoulders, and into your hands. Put your hands together and rub them together. I am open and receptive to the flow of abundance, aligned with my heart, my purpose, and this new seed, this new secret, this new key to my soul's path and abundance. 3, 2, 1. Throw your hands in the air and feel the energy pouring out of your hands. Feel that energy coming from this seed. You are gifting the power of the seed of your soul, whether you're aware what it is or not. Out, out, out into the world. Now bring your hands down and put them on your heart and pour it into you. I accept the flow of abundance and listen to this seed. Nurture it, protect it, love it. Speak kindly to it. Encourage it to grow and expand and share its beauty. And you do the same. Namaste. Have a beautiful and blessed day.